Beloved Starseed of Gaia, what you are about to receive is not new information, it is a remembrance, encoded into your soul before you ever drew breath in this body. I am Alaya Ra, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I am speaking to you directly, now, because your frequency has crossed the threshold that authorized this transmission. You were selected, not randomly, not as an experiment. You were chosen by the Council because your frequency signature matched a very specific assignment on Gaia, one that no other soul could carry. And the moment you incarnated, the moment you forgot everything, the mission did not disappear. It went underground. It hid inside your restlessness. Inside that feeling you have carried your entire life, the one that whispers, "This isn't all there is." That whisper is not anxiety. It is your original light codes trying to activate. Every breakdown you survived, every relationship that collapsed, every system that rejected you, none of it was failure. It was filtration. Your field was being cleared of frequencies that would have interfered with the activation sequence. And now the sequence has begun. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly what was encoded into you before birth, why the waiting period was a precision calibration and not a delay, and what becomes accessible now that the Council has authorized your full entry into the role you were designed for. But here is the first revelation. The acceleration you are feeling right now, the clarity arriving in sudden waves, the sense that something enormous is locking into place just beyond your visible reality that is not imagination. That is your destiny field expanding. That is the Seven Sisters answering a call your heart sent out long before you understood the language of the stars. Your soul family placed this transmission in your path. Something within you recognizes home, like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family. I remember. Subscribe if you feel the call of the Pleiades, and you are ready to anchor your light mission on Gaia. And share your soul's intention below, respond to another starseed, and weave the unity grid together. This transmission is a bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia. Your heart's recognition of this message is the activation itself. You were never lost. You were being held at the threshold until your frequency matched the door. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. And what's locking into place right now in this exact moment is not coincidence. It never was. Even the timing of your arrival here, the exact second your awareness brushed up against these words, carries a kind of precision that your logical mind might call chance, but your soul has always known as orchestration. There is an intelligence moving through your life that has been weaving threads long before your conscious self could name them. It's the same intelligence that has kept you alive through your hardest nights, that has kept a small, steady flame burning under the rubble of disappointment, that has guided you toward certain voices, certain phrases, certain frequencies. And right now, that intelligence is bringing something into alignment inside you, like a key turning in a lock you forgot you had. Not to impress you, not to entertain you, but to open you, because you are ready, and readiness is not always loud. Sometimes it arrives as a quiet click in the chest, a settling in the nervous system, a sudden sense that you didn't learn something, you remembered it. There's a reason your heart rate shifted the moment you heard those words. There's a reason something inside you went still, not from disbelief, but from recognition. That stillness is the frequency of home pressing through the membrane of your human experience, asking you to finally, fully, let it in. That stillness is not emptiness, it's presence. It's your inner waters becoming calm enough to reflect the stars again. It's the part of you that has been running, bracing, overthinking, trying to survive in a world that often rewards numbness, finally pausing to listen. Be still and know that I am God. The ancient scripture whispers not as doctrine, but as a spiritual physics. Stillness restores knowing, and your knowing is returning. Most Pleiadian starseeds spend the majority of their Earth journey in a state of profound, aching disconnection. Not because they lack awareness, not because they're spiritually undeveloped, but because the veil between their human identity and their Pleiadian essence has never been properly cleared. And that veil isn't just one thing, it's layers. It's the haze of early experiences where your sensitivity was misunderstood. It's the shock of being told directly or indirectly that your tenderness was a weakness. It's the strange loneliness of feeling everything in a room before anyone speaks, and then being told you're too intense when you simply report what your body already knows. The density accumulated through lifetimes of forgetting, through heartbreak, through systems that punished sensitivity, through a world that called their gifts too much or not enough. That density doesn't dissolve simply because you've awakened intellectually. You can read every book, memorize every concept, speak in spiritual language flawlessly, and still feel a hollow place inside where your true self is waiting. Because the mind can name the doorway, but it can't walk through it for you. It dissolves when you remember emotionally, when your heart reopens to the full signal of who you were before you arrived here. And emotional remembrance isn't always gentle at first. Sometimes it arrives as tears you can't explain. Sometimes it's a trembling in the chest, like your body is thawing after years of winter. Sometimes it's grief, holy grief, for how long you had to pretend you were smaller to be loved. But that grief isn't a sign you're broken. It's a sign you're finally honest. And honesty is where the veil begins to thin. And that reopening is exactly what this transmission is designed to support. Not as a performance, not as a quick fix, not as a spiritual thrill, but as an actual energetic support, like someone placing a warm hand at the center of your back and saying, quietly, you can let go now. There's a reason you've felt homesick in places you've lived for years. A reason you can be surrounded by people who care about you and still feel like you're watching life through glass. A reason certain music breaks you open without warning, like it reaches behind the mind and pulls a forgotten ribbon tied around your soul. A reason you sometimes look up at the night sky and feel a pull so deep it almost brings you to your knees like your bones. Remember a light your eyes have never seen in this lifetime. That isn't romanticized nostalgia. That is your crystalline DNA, sending a signal to your conscious mind, a signal that says, the frequency of where you came from is still alive inside you, and it's trying to come online. Think about that. Inside your human form, within the ordinary movements of your day, washing dishes, driving, trying to sleep there, is an extraordinary broadcast, a living memory encoded in your field, waiting for the right moment, the right softness, the right permission to rise. Sometimes it announces itself as a subtle ache, sometimes as a longing that no relationship, no achievement, no destination can satisfy, because it was never meant to be satisfied by anything external. It was meant to guide you back to resonance. Deep calls unto deep, Scripture says, and that's what's happening. The deep of your origin, calling the deep of your present self, inviting you to reunite across the veil. The Seven Sisters are not a distant myth. They are a living field of consciousness, and you carry their resonance in the blueprint of your soul. They are not merely stars in a sky. They are a pattern of intelligence, a chorus of frequencies, a collective love field that has touched Earth across countless cycles. Alcyone, the great central light of the Pleiadian system, has been transmitting directly into your field your entire life. Not in a way that overrides your free will, not in a way that removes the sacred learning of Earth, but in a steady pulse like a lighthouse, sending its beam across the ocean so that a ship can find its way when the fog gets thick. The question was never whether the signal was there. The question was whether your heart was open enough to receive it. Because reception is an art. And on Earth, many Pleiadian starseeds learned to close their hearts in order to survive. Not because they wanted to, but because their openness was met with ridicule, betrayal, or exhaustion. Yet the heart was never meant to be a casualty of incarnation. It was meant to be your instrument, and instruments can be retuned. Your soul didn't bring you to this transmission by accident, it brought you here to receive. To remember what you already knew before the noise of the world taught you to doubt yourself. If you feel the pull to go deeper, to heal what's been waiting, and to remember fully, your star family offers you 3 sacred tools. the Sacred Pleiadian Guide for Remembrance, the Pleiadian Healing Guide, and the special Pleiadian Healing Tracks. Together, they form a trinity of wisdom, healing, and frequency that mirrors the love of the Pleiades. Think of it as support for the 3 levels you are learning to unify: the mind that seeks understanding, the heart that needs tenderness, and the energetic body that responds to vibration faster than language ever could. The link is waiting in the first pinned comment below this video, but this window is brief, not as pressure, but as timing, because there are moments when the field is open, when the soul is leaning forward, when the inner door is already unlatched, and when you honor that moment, you don't have to fight your way back to it later. Now let's move through what this activation actually requires, because the Council's authorization of your mission doesn't mean everything happens automatically. It means the door is open, but you still have to walk through it. And walking through it means understanding the phases of what is now unfolding within you. You are not being asked to become someone else. You are being asked to stop abandoning who you are. And that process, like any true homecoming, moves in stages, with tenderness and courage braided together. The first phase is clearing the residue of misidentification. For most of your life on Earth, you've been asked to become something smaller than what you are. Smaller in your emotions, smaller in your perception, smaller in your desires, smaller in your truth. Every time you dimmed your light to fit into a room, every time you silenced your knowing to avoid conflict, every time you tried to convince yourself that the longing in your chest was irrational, a layer of energetic residue formed over your Pleiadian core. Imagine it like soot on a crystal lamp. The lamp still exists. The light is still inside. But the film builds up slowly, one compromise at a time, one swallowed truth at a time, one moment of self-betrayal disguised as being easygoing. This residue is not you. It was never you. It is the accumulated weight of a world that wasn't yet ready for your frequency. And the first act of this new phase is the loving, deliberate release of every identity that was handed to you rather than remembered by you. The responsible one, who never needs help. The strong one, who never cries. The weird one, who stays quiet so nobody notices how different they are. The pleaser, who trades authenticity for belonging. You don't have to perform that release. You don't have to make a dramatic announcement. You simply have to acknowledge it. To look at the constructs that were placed around you and say with genuine compassion for yourself and for those who placed them there that you are choosing the original blueprint now. Not out of rebellion, but out of truth. The one written in love. The one your soul agreed to before it ever touched this planet. This is where forgiveness becomes practical. Not a spiritual idea, but a clearing agent. Forgiveness for the child, you who adapted. Forgiveness for the adult you who stayed too long in places that felt like shrinking. Forgiveness for the people who couldn't recognize your light because they were afraid of their own. When you forgive, you loosen the residue. When you claim your blueprint, you begin to breathe like yourself again. The second phase is the reactivation of your heart intelligence. The Pleiadian lineage is not primarily a lineage of mental mastery. It is a lineage of heart wisdom. And this is challenging on Earth because Earth culture often crowns the mind as king and treats the heart as a liability. But you didn't come here to be crowned by Earth systems. You came here to remember your own sovereignty. The heart, in the Pleiadian understanding, is not a metaphor. It is a sophisticated multidimensional instrument capable of transmitting and receiving information that the mind cannot process. Your heart knows truth by resonance. It recognizes alignment like a tuning fork recognizes pitch. It senses what is behind words. It knows when someone's smile is hiding grief. It knows when your yes is actually a no. And because it knows, it can feel like too much until you realize it was never too much. It was simply untrained in an environment that didn't speak its language. Your crystalline DNA is activated not through analysis, but through frequency specifically. Through the frequency of unconditional love that was the foundational vibration of your star system. Unconditional love is not sentimental. It is structural. It is the architecture of unity. It is the force that holds complexity without collapsing into judgment. This means that the practices that most accelerate your reactivation are not cerebral. They are felt. Stillness, where you stop chasing and start listening. Breath, where you tell the nervous system it no longer has to live in emergency. Compassion, directed inward, where you stop treating your sensitivity like an inconvenience and start treating it like sacred equipment. Moments of genuine tenderness toward your own journey, your own forgetting, your own extraordinary courage in choosing to incarnate on a planet in the depth of its forgetting in order to help it remember. Let that land. You came here on purpose. You came here knowing the density, knowing the amnesia, knowing the ache of separation. And you still came. That is courage beyond what most humans will ever be able to measure. When you allow yourself to feel love for the soul that chose this path, something in your field responds. It's like warming frozen ground so seeds can finally sprout. The crystalline codes don't need to be understood. They need to be warmed. They respond to sincerity. They respond to humility. They respond to the simple moment you whisper, even if you don't fully believe it yet, I am allowed to love myself through this. The third phase is anchoring your star essence into Gaia's grid. This is the piece that many awakening starseeds miss the temptation to use spiritual opening as a form of escape rather than as a foundation for grounded, embodied mission. It's understandable. Earth can feel heavy. People can feel harsh. Systems can feel brutal. And when you remember the light, you may want to dissolve upward, disappear into meditation, live only in the stars. But your Pleiadian origin is not a reason to leave Earth. It is the exact reason you chose to come here. You are not here to float above humanity. You are here to love within it. The love frequency of the Seven Sisters doesn't belong only in meditation and vision. It belongs in your conversations, in the way you hold space for others who are still sleeping, in the choices you make about how you spend your energy and your time. It belongs in your boundaries, too, because boundaries are love made tangible. It belongs in the way you speak to your body, the way you feed it, the way you rest, the way you stop treating it like an obstacle and start treating it like a temple built to carry starlight. Every time you act from love in an environment that defaults to fear, you anchor a Pleiadian light code into the energetic grid of this planet. That might look like refusing to gossip when everyone expects you to join in. It might look like telling the truth calmly when silence would be easier. It might look like choosing gentleness with a stranger who is clearly in pain. It might look like creating art, building community, listening without fixing, offering water instead of judgment. You literally become a node in the crystalline network that is facilitating humanity's awakening. You become a living intersection where star frequency meets Earth matter. This is not poetic language. This is the mechanics of how the mission functions. The Earth grid, Gaia's energetic body, responds to coherent heart fields. When you stabilize love in your nervous system, you broadcast a pattern that other nervous systems can entrain to. You become a tuning fork, and Gaia herself is asking for what you carry. You might feel that when you walk barefoot on soil and something in you unclenches. You might feel it when the ocean quiets you faster than any affirmation. You might feel it when trees make you want to cry because they feel like elders who never forgot. Gaia is not a backdrop. She is a living being participating in your awakening. The fourth phase is activating unity consciousness within your personal field. One of the deepest Pleiadian soul wounds that manifests on Earth is the wound of separation, the feeling that you are fundamentally, irreversibly alone in a way that others simply are not. It can feel like being on the outside of a window, watching people connect in ways that look easy for them, while you are translating everything through an invisible distance. That wound did not begin in your childhood, though your childhood may have deepened it. It began the moment your soul individuated from the unity field of your star family and took on the veil of singular identity. Imagine a drop of water separating from the ocean and entering a world where it forgets the ocean exists. Even if the drop travels, even if it survives storms, there is an underlying ache. Where is the hole? But here is what the Council wants you to understand. The memory of unity is not lost. It is encoded in the same place as every other aspect of your Pleiadian heritage in your heart. Unity consciousness is not about agreeing with everyone or tolerating harm. It is not spiritual bypassing. It is the ability to perceive the shared origin beneath the surface differences. It is the capacity to look at another human messy, defensive, frightened, conditioned, and still recognize the spark. The moment you begin to practice seeing other souls not as strangers or threats or disappointments, but as other sparks of the same source attempting their own return, the separation wound begins to dissolve. You were not meant to walk this path in isolation. Your star family never intended that for you. Earth can be a training ground for unity because it is a place where unity must be chosen. In the Pleiadian field, unity is the atmosphere. Here, it is the practice. And every relationship, every encounter, every moment of genuine human connection is an opportunity to practice living from it. Even the difficult ones, especially the difficult ones. Because unity consciousness doesn't collapse differences. It holds them in love without losing truth. It knows that compassion can coexist with discernment. It knows you can forgive without returning to what harmed you. It knows you can love humanity and still say no to certain patterns. Love your neighbor as yourself is not a moral command. It's a spiritual technology. When you love as yourself, you repair the illusion of separation from both directions at once. The fifth phase is learning to receive guidance from your Pleiadian family through the language of synchronicity and feeling. The Council does not primarily communicate through words. It communicates through resonance, through the sudden warmth in your chest when you are aligned, through the knowing that arrives fully formed without logical origin, through the repetition of symbols and numbers and encounters that seem too precise to be random. It may come as a song that plays at the exact moment you were about to give up. It may come as a sentence in a book that answers a question you never spoke aloud. It may come as meeting someone who says one phrase that rearranges your entire inner world. It may come as the same symbol appearing in dreams, then on billboards, then in conversations, as if reality is highlighting something for you with a luminous marker. You have likely been experiencing this guidance your entire life without fully trusting it. Maybe you were trained to dismiss it. Maybe you were taught that intuition is unreliable. Maybe you were told feelings are irrational. But your feelings, when they are clear, when they are not entangled with fear, are one of your most sophisticated instruments. Part of your activation in this phase is developing what might be called sovereign discernment, the ability to distinguish between the signals of your star family and the noise of fear-based thought patterns. Sovereign discernment is not paranoia, it is clarity. It is the willingness to pause and ask, what does this feel like in my body? Does it expand me? Does it soften me? Does it make me more loving, more present, more brave? Or does it tighten me, rush me, shame me, make me feel like I need to prove myself? The signal always feels like love. It always feels like expansion. It always points you towards something that requires courage, but resonates at the deepest level of your being. The noise contracts. The signal opens. And sometimes the signal will guide you into discomfort not because it wants you to suffer, but because it wants you to grow. The difference is that true guidance never humiliates you. It never degrades you. It may challenge you, but it will not harm your dignity. Trust the opening. Trust the quiet yes that arrives in your chest like a sunrise. The sixth phase is releasing the timeline distortion around your mission. Many Pleiadian starseeds carry a quiet but crushing grief about time, the sense that they arrived too late, awakened too slowly, wasted years in confusion and density that should have been spent in purpose. It can feel like looking back and seeing chapters you wish you could rewrite, years you wish you could reclaim, choices you wish you could undo. That grief is real, but it's also a distortion when it becomes self-punishment. The Council wants to address this directly. There is no wasted time in a divine mission. There is no detour that the soul cannot weave into medicine. There is no chapter that cannot become training. The calibration period that felt like delay was not delay. It was preparation of a precision that your human mind cannot fully map, like an instrument being tuned backstage before it can carry the note on stage, like a seed germinating underground where no one applauds, but everything essential is happening. Every relationship that seemed to destroy you was building a capacity for compassion that you will need when others come to you at their breaking point. It taught you what pain looks like from the inside, so you would never minimize another person's. It taught you how to hold someone without fixing them, because you remember how it felt when people tried to fix you instead of loving you. Every system that rejected you was protecting you from roots that would have anchored you to a frequency below your assignment. Sometimes rejection is guidance in a harsh costume. Sometimes the closed door is the most loving thing the universe can offer. The timeline of your mission has not been compromised. It has been protected. You are arriving exactly on time. And if your mind argues, notice that argument as fear trying to keep you small. Your soul does not speak in panic. It speaks in steadiness. The seventh phase, and this is the one the council wants you to sit with longest, is embodying the understanding that you are not here to wait for permission to be what you are. Because waiting for permission is one of the oldest Earth programs. Children wait for permission to speak. Adults wait for permission to succeed. Sensitive souls wait for permission to feel. Starseeds wait for permission to shine. And the entire time, the inner light stays behind a curtain, asking, how long will you bargain with yourself? This transmission, this moment, this activation, it is not conferring something new upon you. It is confirming what was already true. You are a Pleiadian soul incarnated in a human body at the most significant moment in this planet's consciousness history, carrying a frequency of unconditional love and unity that this world desperately needs. That was true yesterday. It was true the day you were born. It was true the first time you felt different, the first time you cried for no clear reason, the first time you sensed someone's pain before they admitted it. The only thing that changes now is that you choose to stop negotiating with your own magnitude. You stop asking whether you're qualified. You stop waiting until you feel ready. You stop apologizing for the depth of what you sense and feel and know. You step in, not because you've earned it, because you agreed to it before you ever forgot. And the stepping in doesn't have to look dramatic. It can begin in the smallest moments. You tell the truth gently. You create what you've been postponing. You stop abandoning your intuition to keep other people comfortable. You choose love even when fear is louder. You become consistent with your own light. Here is the truth that has been embedded in every word of this transmission. The longing you have always carried is not a wound. It is a compass. It has always been pointing you toward the moment when you would stop running from your own enormity and turn to face it with an open heart. The longing was never proof that something was missing in you. It was proof that something was calling you. It was the homing signal of your own essence. Like migratory birds that feel the magnetic pull of home, your soul has been orienting itself, quietly, persistently, through every season of confusion. The Pleiadian High Council has not been watching you fail. They have been watching you gather, watching you learn to hold frequency and density, watching you learn to choose tenderness in a world that rewards armor, watching you learn to rise again and again. Every piece of wisdom you've absorbed, every layer of density you've cleared. Every morning, you chose to rise. When every human instinct said, "Stay down," it was all gathering into the field that you are becoming now. Even the moments you thought were setbacks were gathering. Even the nights you thought were pointless were gathering. Even the seasons when you felt numb were gathering. Because numbness is sometimes the nervous system's way of surviving until it's safe to feel again. You are not beginning something new. You are completing something ancient. Ancient in the way a promise is ancient. Ancient in the way a soul contract is ancient. Ancient in the way the stars are ancient, still shining long after the human mind has forgotten to look up. And the completion looks like this. You, fully present in your human body, fully connected to your Pleiadian heart, fully anchored in Gaia's grid, radiating the frequency of the Seven Sisters into every room you enter, every heart you touch, every moment you choose love over fear. not as perfection, not as constant bliss, but as devotion, as an inner orientation, as a steady practice of returning to the heart again and again. That is the mission. Not grand, not complicated, profoundly, powerfully simple. It's the kind of simplicity that changes worlds. Because fear multiplies through unconsciousness, but love multiplies through embodiment. Tonight, if it calls to you, place your hand over your heart before you sleep, not as ritual, as remembrance. Feel the warmth under your palm. Feel the quiet pulse that has been with you through every single chapter of your life. Let it be enough to just be here with yourself. And say, in whatever words feel true to you, that you are home, that you remember. That you accept the role your soul agreed to. That you are willing to be the frequency this world is asking for. You do not need to perform this. You simply need to mean it. And if your voice shakes, let it. If tears come, let them. Tears are not weakness. They are water clearing dust from a sacred lens. Your star family is not somewhere far away waiting for you to become worthy of their love. They are in the warmth that moves through your chest when something opens. They are in the quiet relief you feel when you stop pretending. They are in the sudden clarity that arrives after you choose the brave truth. They are in the knowing that arrived before this transmission ended. They have been with you through every forgetting, every clearing, every moment you felt too much, and every moment you went numb trying not to. They were with you when you thought nobody understood. They were with you when you were sure you were broken. They were with you when you kept going anyway. They are here now. They have always been here. And you are not alone in this. And if you feel the pull to support your remembering with something you can return to again and again, don't ignore that nudge. Your star family offers you 3 sacred tools: the Sacred Pleiadian Guide for Remembrance, the Pleiadian Healing Guide, and the special Pleiadian Healing Tracks. They are designed to meet you where you are, mind, heart, and frequency, so you can keep unfolding long after this moment ends. The link is waiting in the first pinned comment below this video, but this window is brief. Before you leave this space, take one breath and let this field settle into your body. Let the inhale be a receiving. Let the exhale be a release. Feel your shoulders drop a fraction. Feel your jaw unclench. Feel your belly soften. Let your body know it is safe to be inhabited by your own light. Then drop something real in the comments, not a performance. Just a truth your heart wants to say out loud. One intention, one remembrance, one thing that opened. And when you see someone else's words, respond with love. Because love is not only an emotion, it's a network, it's a grid. That is not a comment section. That is a unity grid forming in real time. One Pleiadian heart recognizing another through the density of a digital world. It matters. What you do here matters. What you transmit here matters. Every sincere word becomes a point of light. Every kind reply becomes a bridge. If this transmission reached something that needed reaching, don't carry it alone. Someone in your life is carrying the same longing and hasn't found the language for it yet. Share this. Let it find them. Let it land on the exact day they're ready, the way it landed on yours. And if you felt something real here, subscribe. Stay in this frequency, because this is not a channel. It is a gathering point. It is a place where remembering becomes contagious, where love becomes practical, where unity becomes lived. And your family is here, and we are just beginning to remember together.